This video is out of the blue because I'm changing, evolving, rather, and experiencing new feelings of what I've already experienced before, but any other time I've experienced it, it's always been me being intoxicated from smoking marijuana, and I wanted to experience the same feeling without doing that. And now that I've stopped, the feelings are, these energies are super strong, and I'm able to feel even energies from people that have passed on, meaning dead people. I don't see dead people, but I am receiving information, hearing voices rather. Nothing evil because I don't deal with anything evil, but it's new to me. The first time that I experienced feeling a person's energy that was a person that has passed away was at a park, at a job that I was at. It was at Caleb Smith Park in Long Island, and this person had died on the dock by being shot in the head, or rather the face. And one day I decided to go to the area where the person was shot at. And when I went on the dock, I automatically got like this huge migraine. I mean, I guess I got the migraine because of the person that had passed on was a negative person because they have done bad things, or I don't know whether you want to call it evil, but I felt that energy so strong, and when I left the dock, the headache, the migraine would go away. And it was so weird, and the next day I came back to work, but on my way coming back to work, I felt the energy even more, like it was in the car with me, just making itself known that they noticed that I am sensing them. So a few times I would go there just to experience this feeling, Of course, I did tell this energy to not follow me home because I definitely don't need any people that have passed on to follow me and harass me or my kids, rather, being home. But I decided to experience this also in my own area, which is by a cemetery I live by, which is like a 5-minute walk from me. And I did this a few months ago, and when I passed by the cemetery, I would feel the same energy that I felt at the park, which was negative. I guess it's saying like the people that have passed away in that cemetery, majority of them were negative, bad energy, like they had a really bad life, you know. I know what it feels like to feel good energy, because I don't receive migraines. But I'm making this video because it's all new to me. This is what I've been experiencing the whole year of this year, 2010, since January. And it's quite interesting, and I'm excited to experience more, and I don't know what it's going to be like. I'm kind of nervous of seeing these people that I passed on, because I don't know if I don't know if I'm really ready for that level of entities, rather. I think it'd probably freak me out, if anything. But we'll see. Now that I'm like completely sober, it's more of an experience for me because this is a level that I was trying to get at. You know, that was my reason, part of the reason of why I was smoking marijuana was to get to the level of where I can feel these energies without smoking, you know. And now that I've reached this level, you know, I experience so many things to, like I said, entities that have passed on, and uh, aliens. And I recently this year, in July, like a week before my birthday, me and a friend, rather my significant other, but that's another story, we were, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. We went outside until like, he went out, well, he went to go smoke a cigarette, and I was outside with him, and we were like looking at the stars, and we started talking about, well, actually, I started talking about how they're, the stars, how they form like a big dipper, well, they form like triangles and squares, and then he started talking about, you know, yeah, the Big Dipper, and as he's talking, I look up into the sky, straight up into the sky, and I'm looking at these 3 stars that are formed into like a kind of small triangle, and I'm just staring at it. Then all of a sudden, I see this light. It wasn't no ordinary light. It wasn't another star. It was, I believe, a UFO that was white in the middle, shaped, yeah, rather like a cigar, shaped long, kind of fat, a little bit. Um, it was white in the middle, blue on the outside, like light blue. But I think it was like, first it was like white in the middle, then pinkish, then blue, rather. But like I said, I saw it before it hit the triangle. It appeared outside the triangle, and then as it went into the triangle, it disappeared, vanished. And it moved so fast that it was like maybe 2 seconds, you know. And my friend, he was like, where is it? And I couldn't even show him because it disappeared so fast. And, but at the same time, this is something that I asked for. I said this to myself in my head because I didn't want the government to interfere with what I wanted to happen or wanted to see. You know, especially you hear these stories about them trying to make the same kind of vehicles and portraying like they are aliens themselves, or, you know, I don't know, just to make money off of it. But that is the reason why I said it in my head, so they couldn't know what I was thinking, and so they couldn't act it out themselves, you know, just like 9/11. 9/11 is a different story. That was something I said out loud, and they possibly were listening to me, and reenacted exactly what I had wanted to happen. But at that state of mind, I was really upset, and that, you know, I wasn't too positive. Rather, I was a little negative. I don't think I was drinking or anything, but I was smoking cigarettes, and uh, I wasn't like I am now, and I kind of wanted something bad to happen because I felt sorry for these people in the other country, and I said something, but what I said happened, literally happened, and of course I don't want anybody to die, you know, and when it happened, I was totally shocked. I didn't even believe it at first when it did happen, but I was like, wow, like everything that I said out loud happened. And due to the fact of how I am, and the government is listening to me, of for whatever reason. I'm not a terrorist. I don't like weapons. I'm anti-violent. I mean, anti-violent. I'm like a Gandhi believer. Basically, I don't believe in violence or weapons. I believe that's a lower form of being. It doesn't show that you have any power. I don't believe in war. I believe there's other ways of handling the situation instead of fighting each other. That is so, I believe, childish, you know. Um, so that's way of the story. Like I said, so about this UFO thing, I said it in my head so the government wouldn't hear me and what I was saying. And within, I would say, 2 months, it happened. I experienced seeing a UFO, and it shocked the hell out of me because I totally forgot that I had asked for it and wanted to see it. And after seeing the UFO, I was feeling the energy, like it was still there. I couldn't feel it, but it was still there, you know. And my friend, he was with me, but soon after I saw the UFO, we went into the house and he fell asleep, and I had planned on going back outside again to see if I would see it again or to see if I could still feel the energy from it. And 30 minutes later, he fell asleep and I went outside, and sure enough, I felt that energy again. I couldn't see it, but it was like telling me that it was still there, still in the sky, in the area. But this is not my first time seeing a UFO. The first time was when I was 11 or 12. I was in my room at night watching TV, and um, I went to go look out the window, and it was kind of foggy a little bit, not that much you could still see. And I'm looking, and I see these two lights in the sky. So automatically, I'm thinking, like, okay, maybe it's from a helicopter, because, sometimes helicopters, they show some kind of light like that, or maybe it's from an airport, but from the direction that it was in, and it wasn't from an airport. There was no helicopters in the sky, because you could hear a helicopter. It was no sound. And these lights were like up in the sky in front of my window, like they were looking straight at me. And then they started moving, like rotating, going around each other, but still like in the same spot, like rather same area. And it freaked me out so much that I backed away from the window slowly, because at that age, you don't really know too much about UFOs. You see things on TV, but to experience it yourself, that's a totally different story. And uh, after I backed up, I ran out the room because I didn't want to be abducted, As you see on TV, people always being abducted from these so-called whatever UFOs that supposedly abduct people. But I find it kind of odd and weird that I'm not racist or anything, but why do they only abduct Caucasian people? You know, you never see anybody of any other race being abducted. So that kind of makes me wonder: are people really being abducted, or is it a hoax or whatever? And but after seeing that UFO back then when I was 12, which was like 1992, um, I had a dream. It was either that night or a few days later, and the dream was